It has now been confirmed what we already know. The Steele Dossier, created by Christopher Steele, that has been used to go after U.S. President Donald Trump for alleged connections to Russia, essentially now that he's being sued, and BuzzFeed is being sued, he's now admitting that his sources were completely bunk, and that none of them were actually real. Christopher Steele, the ex-British spy who fueled Russiagate hysteria with his DNC-commissioned opposition research on Donald Trump, admitted during a lawsuit deposition that he relied on unverified information contained in a report published by CNN iReport, a now-defunct user-generated news site. Stories featured on iReport were submitted by citizen journalists and were not edited, fact-checked, or screened before being published. In other words, he took stories from a website where literally everything was made up. And there was no fact-checking at all whatsoever. So someone could literally just say, oh yeah, Trump is a puppet of Putin because reasons. And then put it on the website and he went, oh look, here we go. It's true. And the worst part is he says he didn't know. He didn't know this was unverified claims. He thought it was CNN. So, was he wholly dishonest by doing this, or was he so utterly incompetent in taking this? Now, I tend to think that since, he is a former intelligence officer whose job it was to gather intelligence, that he did know better, and that he knew that he was giving complete and absolute nonsense. Now, if you want an idea of exactly how bad this is his actual testimony. When asked if he understood that content on the site was not generated by CNN reporters, he said, "I do not." He was then asked, "Do you understand that they have no connection to any CNN reporters?" Steele replied, "I do not." He was pressed further, "Do you understand that CNN iReports are or were nothing more than any random individual's assertions on the internet?" Steele replied, "No, I obviously presume that if it's on a CNN site, that it has some kind of CNN status, albeit that it may be an independent person posting on the site." In other words, he made the biggest of noob mistakes. You know when you post something from a news satire site because you just forgot to check to see if it was satire because probably it rang really true in your mind? He did that. A professional intelligence officer didn't check a source. And I'm supposed to believe that. And we're supposed to believe that. I don't buy it. I wholly believe that he did this on purpose. That he went to completely nonsense. It's not even a source because there's nothing behind it. A complete nonsense claim, and then just went with it. Now, why do we know this? Because BuzzFeed is being sued. Because they put out this report, essentially just went with it, and didn't verify anything in it. Nothing. They just completely went with it and assumed it was true. And it also accused some websites where information was gathered, smaller news websites, not things like MSNBC or CNN, but like small independent things, and then essentially accused them of being Kremlin stooges. So they've all got together and sued BuzzFeed. I mean, good, BuzzFeed isn't news, it's complete garbage anyway, but that's what's going on. They are being sued. So think about that. This Steele dossier, which has dominated U.S. politics for, 2 years now? Something like that? Was all based on lies. Nothing in there was verified at all. It was all just from people making claims on social media. There was no substance to it. And this has completely dominated U.S. politics for years. The claim that Trump is a Russian puppet had nothing behind it. And those of us with a critical eye who looked at it and went, there's no actual evidence here of Trump being in league with Russia, got called Russian bots. How many people, not necessarily me, but people with blue check marks, were accused of being Russian bots simply because they looked at the evidence and said there's nothing here. Now consider this. Look at the Mueller investigation so far. Nothing about any collusion to Russia whatsoever. Through the investigation, be plenty of guys who had money, didn't report it, or stole money, or wire fraud, or some other kind of greasy thing that you would expect the bourgeoisie to do all the time. But nothing in there about any connections to Russia, or Russia stealing the election. The demonization of RT and others for not following U.S. policy and questioning that official narrative that we now know is false, calling them Russian agents, calling them foreign agents. Amazing. CNN, MSNBC, and every other major liberal news outlet needs to apologize. Apologize to every single person they ever called a Russian bot. Go get Anderson Mockingbird Cooper to apologize to everyone on behalf of CNN that you called us bots for saying, hey, there's no evidence of this thing here. Go Rachel Maddow. Maybe cut some time out of her commercials for weapons manufacturers to apologize to all the people that she made smart mouth comments at, calling them Russian bots, and her, worst of all, going on with this Russia hysteria, all based on a dossier that contained nothing. Like you say, big nothing burger, something like that. All of it. All of us who just questioned the narrative got called all these nasty things. Oh, you're just alt-right. You're just blah, 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 blah. We are all owed an apology. But I don't think that apology is coming.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.